Bamboo.
I often use bamboo canes to support tomato plants. The man made a raft out of bamboo, and floated out to sea. Materials include a special kind of bamboo and young palm leaves. I often use bamboo canes to support tomato plants.
Bamboo.
Blossom.
There were colorful blossoms in the yard.
Apricot blossom is a symbol of wealth at Tet in the south.
Peach blossom is traditional at Tet in the north.
Apricot blossom is a symbol of wealth.
I love the smell of orange blossoms.
Blossom.
Compass.
Don't forget to take a compass with you when traveling alone. You must prepare a protractor and compass before you start.
You are strong, beautiful, and compassionate.
Politicians are not usually regarded as warm or compassionate people.
Amazingly, the windrows on the compass and the original mica cover have survived intact.
Compass. Dialect.
I can't hear her dialect. Linguists rarely get to discover an unknown dialect.
The poem is written in Northern dialect.
I can't hear her dialect.
Dialect. Dishonest.
This lawyer is dishonest.
Beware of dishonest traders in the tourist areas.
We had to fire him for dishonesty.
There were dishonest officers in the police force.
Five civil servants were dismissed for dishonesty and misconduct.
Dishonest. Dishonest.
Dwarf.
The dwarf was very smart and funny.
The little cottage is dwarfed by the surrounding trees.
Did you read Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs?
These shoes would be more suitable for a dwarf.
The dwarf was very smart and funny.
Dwarf.
Ecosystem.
The river's ecosystem not only includes fish, but other insects and plants too.
Pollution can have disastrous effects on the ecosystem.
By cutting down the rainforest, you are destroying an entire ecosystem of both plants and animals.
This acidification further stresses ocean ecosystems.
The river's ecosystem not only includes fish, but other insects and plants too.
Ecosystem. Fatal.
They passed away in a fatal car crash.
Cystic fibrosis is the most common fatal genetic disease in the United States. A hospital spokesman said she had suffered a fatal heart attack.
They passed away in a fatal car crash. Many prisoners were fatally tortured in this room.
Fatal.
Impatient.
She's a good teacher, but inclined to be a bit impatient with slow learners.
Try not to be too impatient with her.
She's a good teacher, but inclined to be a bit impatient with slow learners.
He is impatient for success.
He is impatient under a burden.
Impatient.
Leaf.
He was sweeping up leaves in his garden. Miss you most of all when all those autumn leaves start to fall.
The conical leaf had become part of the spirit of the Vietnamese nation.
There were many leafy shoots in their yard.
The leaf that is used like an umbrella, to protect people from sun or rain.
Leaf.
Manuscript.
The manuscript was written over 150 years ago. This is the oldest Hebrew manuscript in existence.
It will be drawn solely from the original manuscript.
He made several deletions to the manuscript.
The original manuscript has been lost.
Manuscript. Marsh.
They went duck hunting in the marshes. They went duck hunting in the marshes.
The workers involved include firefighters, security staff, engineers, clerical staff and airfield marshalers.
The marsh edge may be poorly defined.
Mrs. Marsh liked her guests to be punctual.
Marsh.
Perfume.
She adores French perfume. She adores French perfume.
We stock a wide range of perfumes.
Her perfume is so fragrant.
This is such a lovely flowery perfume. It smells refreshing.
Perfume. Pond.
The ducks swam in the pond. She sat in the park and pondered her problem. Frogs are often found in a wet habitat, such as near a lake, river, or pond.
Treatment ponds were created to protect clean water sources.
One instance of these problems was the trash in the pond.
Pond. Pursuit.
One day, Peter was in pursuit of a deer, and became lost.
She traveled the world in pursuit of her dreams.
She sped up in hot pursuit of that journalist.
Of course, we can enumerate many more positive pursuits. There must be a sympathy with each other's pursuits and pleasures.
Pursuit.
Recite.
Katie recited the Pledge of Allegiance in class. In Activity 5, James had difficulty reciting the poem.
Lawrence Durrell wrote a great deal of poetry.
He recited pi to 40,000 decimal places. The wizard recited a spell.
Recite. Wilderness.
If you are not careful, you can get lost in the wilderness. It is the solitude of the wilderness. Everglades National Park is a subtropical wilderness. We might stay at campgrounds in the park, but wilderness areas are more fun. If you are not careful, you can get lost in the wilderness.
Wilderness.
Proverb.
Do you know any English proverbs? Do you know any English proverbs?
The old proverb, "We are what we eat," seems to be true.
The proverb egg on your face means you've done something embarrassing.